Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this.
Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, the EU has decided to declare war on freedom of speech in America and has decided to fine X for not censoring content that is based in America. Well, I got a response for the European Union, and we're going to talk about that on the show. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for a price of a cup of coffee at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys, you guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, donate, and tip to Nikki's World. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review, good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are an awesome alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys want to be able to say stuff without fear of being blocked, suspended, deplatformed, or censored like those people in Europe, well then, head on over to Minds.com. Also, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with Byrna. Byrna is a less lethal self-defense company, guys. They make their top-of-the-line Byrna SD, LE, TCR, Mission 4, and their newest, guys, their compact launcher. So if you guys value your right to the self-defense, your right to the Second Amendment, and you guys want to do it in a less lethal manner, guys, well then, head on over to Byrna.com. And full disclosure, guys, I do own a Byrna LE pistol myself. And also, guys, I do have the most awesome, and I mean the most awesome affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply. North Shore Medical Supply, they make their top of the line North Shore Megamax diaper, the Eterna boosters, the North Shore Supreme pull-ups. So if you know somebody out there that needs to wear adult diapers, that needs to be put in adult diapers like I do, well then, send them on over to North Shore Medical Supply and they will make sure that they are diapered up and padded up as always. And before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, if you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? That was a mouthful. And yes, that was literally a mouthful, guys. And yes, as always, guys, I am diapered up in my North Shore Mega Max diapers with my Eterna boosters. And I also just have a t-shirt today. So I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get going with the show today. So anyway, this came about on my X feed and also my RSS feed. It seems the European Union has declared war on freedom of speech in America. They hate freedom of speech so much that they're willing to fine $140 million to Elon Musk and X just because they won't censor content like they do in Europe. I'm going to say like this to the European Union. You fuck your ass and fuck your mother, because I'm going to tell you this. EU, United States of America, is the land of the free. We have our First Amendment right, our constitutional right. You don't have a right to dictate your foreign shit on American soil, okay? That shit ended when you hit the Atlantic Ocean trying to impose your shit on America. I'm telling you this right now. The European Union needs to go shove it up their fucking damn ass so far up the damn sky that I don't know where it goes. But to me, the European Union, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Okay, they're all about like Muslim immigration, silencing freedom of speech, jailing you in prison for the wrong tweet or posting a meme that they don't like. Hell, UK is an example of that. If you even like come to America, take a picture of yourself at a shooting range and you go back home, fuck, you get thrown in prison for that shit. Okay? Same thing. If you post an opinion, a viewpoint, or like something on social media, they'll throw your ass in prison, all because of these sissy ass fucking retarded Euro gay faggots hate freedom of speech so badly that they want to impose that on American companies like X, like Gab, MeWe, Minds, Parler, Rumble, True Social, or any American technological company. They want to impose that because they want their worldview. They want to silence, oh, free speech. Well, I'm going like this. Fuck you, asshole. Yeah. I say it like this. The European Union flag. If you find one in this country, burn it. Burn it permanently. Because I'm gonna tell you this. The European Union is about to get the FAFO in the worst way. You think playing nice to Mr. Trump is going to help you? Oh hell no! I'm saying this right now on my podcast show. It's time to tariff the living fucking daylights out of the European Union. Impose tariffs on all goods and services coming out of the EU into America. It is time to hit them where it fucking hurts the most. The sad fact here is, ladies and gentlemen, The European Union hates Americans for speaking up, for speaking freely. They hate that. They hate the fact that we can meme the fucking living daylights out of these Euro faggots in Europe. Yeah, they hate that so much. You know, that's why in the UK, if I were to talk shit like this, hell, I'd be thrown in prison for fucking 2 years just for speaking freely. But I live here in the United States of America where I can speak freely, and in the UK and the sissy faggot Euros can't even do jack diddly shit. Yeah, that's why I say like this, ladies and gentlemen. The EU is basically screwing themselves up the ass and shooting themselves in the foot. You fuck with America, I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't take this lightly. Freedom of speech is something that we will die for, that we will shed blood for. Because in this country, we can speak shit without fear of being like blocked, suspended, deplatformed, censored, arrested, prosecuted, and thrown in prison. We can speak shit because you know why? It is ingrained in the United States Constitution, something the European Union and the UK doesn't have. Yeah, that's why a lot of people come to this country because they know that we can speak freely. We can say shit that would normally get us arrested and prosecuted and thrown in a Euro prison. But I'm glad I live in America, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad because you know why? I get to speak freely. I get to say what I want. I get to express my viewpoint, an opinion. Okay? I get to talk shit about my government. Whereas in the European Union, you talk shit about their government, but they have their cops show up at your door, drag your fucking ass in jail. But here in America, we do that all the time. That's why the Euro fags hate the idea of freedom of speech. They hate the idea of being memed. That's why they were censored. That's why they were finding Elon Musk and X because they wouldn't bend a fucking knee to their faggot ass. They wouldn't. But you know what? I think it's time to return fire. They want to fuck around with America. It's time to fuck around with EU. It's time to make them. It's time to make them pay royally. That means, for example, tariff the living fucking daylights on the European Union. All their goods, services, tariff the fucking daylights. Impose even 100% tariffs on all their shit. At the same time, impose travel visas and travel bans on European Union Parliament members and their families. Impose that. Impose travel visas on European Union members. That means European Union member countries impose a tariff on them. At the same time as well, I'm going to say like this. Withdraw from NATO. Get the fuck out. Why need these allies when they're constantly doing shit like this to us? With allies like this, who the fuck needs enemies anyway? Who the fuck needs the European Union? Let them defend themselves. If I were Mr. Trump, I'd say like this: it's time to pull out of Europe. If we have to have bases only where they are friendly to Americans. That means either Poland or Hungary. That's it. Okay? Other than that, I go like this. Impose sanctions on the European Union. Make them pay, make them feel the burn fucking royally. Make them feel the burn so badly, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm telling you right now, it is they're gonna wish they never messed with America. And if I were Mr. Trump, I'd tell the European Union this: You want to impose this on Elon Musk? Okay, good luck. Good luck getting that money. And also at the same time, we're pulling out of Europe. So we're gonna let Russia steamroll the fucking ass over you. I'd say like this: let Putin steamroll over Europe. Watch how fast the Europeans beg for America to oh, please help us. But we're just gonna tell them, you're on your own. You wanted to impose censorship on American companies like Elon Musk's X. Well, guess what? We're not helping you. We're gonna let you fend for yourself. We're gonna let you get smacked by Putin in Russia. Yeah, we're gonna let you. But I got a couple of articles here, okay? Right here from the New York Post. Musk's X hit with 140 million fine over deceptive blue checkmark transparency issue. Okay? I'll read you the headline. The European Union on Friday slapped Elon Musk's X with 120 million euro, or roughly 140 million fine, for the first penalty under sweeping new tech regulations from Brussels. The European Commission, the EU's executive branch, accused the social media company of breaching safety law with its deceptive design of blue checkmark, the lack of transparency in its advertising repositories, failure to provide access to public data for researchers. Basically, they're threatening and intimidating Elon Musk because Elon Musk and X will not bend the knee to Europe because Europe wants to get a hold of who's posting this and this and this shit. If I were Elon Musk, cut him off of X, cut him off of Twitter, cut him off of Starlink. Just cut their access. Just put a blockade around European Union countries and say, nope, you don't get X, you don't get Starlink. Watch how fast they cave within seconds. Okay? And then same thing from WorldNet Daily. Deceiving users with blue checkmarks. European Union finds Elon Musk, Rubio. The scheme is an attack on all American tech platforms and the American people by foreign governments. Yep. And right here, the same headline. The European Union has moved this week to punish social media company X and Elon Musk for allegedly deceiving users through certain company practices. So basically, it's like this. The European Union has decided to attack freedom of speech in America because an American social media company, X, run by Elon Musk, will not bend the knee to the European Union, will not censor like the European Union. Well, I'm going to tell you this much. European Union, you. Let's go to war. I say we declare war on the European Union. And Marco Rubio, get your ass off your desk and start going to war with the European Union. We need to go after these people. And then same thing here. Same thing here on Daily Signal. Okay? Read you the headline on that. European Union finds Elon Musk's X. Okay? Same thing on the Rights Group. Headlines are all similar. Okay? And then you got here on the reclaimthenet.org. J.D. Vance firing back at him. Read you the headline. J.D. Vance condemns EU censorship pressures and defends X. Because free speech is absolute in America. And if the European Union doesn't like that shit, they can go fuck themselves so far up the ass that I don't give a flying hoot shit. I don't, okay? And then at the same time, as this is going on, guys, Trump just orders visa screening of foreign tech workers involved in online censorship. So what this means, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is saying like this. He's not going to import foreign tech workers to silence, suppress, censor, and intimidate American citizens. Any of these foreign tech workers that do that, they're not allowed into this country, which is a fucking damn good thing. Which is a fucking damn good thing. Same thing with this from reclaimthenet.org. EU finds Elon Musk and X 140 million over free speech clash. Yeah, here's the reason for that. Europeans hate freedom of speech. They hate the ability to speak and think for yourself. They live in this socialist, communist bubble, okay? They live in this pipe dream where the government does the thinking for them. Yeah, this is this in Brussels. If I were Trump, I'd sanction Brussels so badly that I'd be like this. It's time to tariff the fucking living daylights out of these people. It is fucking time to tariff the European Union. I don't give a flying horse shit. I don't give a flying crap about them. It is time to tariff the fucking living daylights out of these people. It is pretty much clear, okay? The European Union hates the fact that we Americans can speak freely. We Americans can post like blog posts, tweets on X, and basically on every social media platform on views and opinions. And the European Union wants to threaten, intimidate, and dox the living hell out of any country that does not bend to their fucking knee, that does not that does not toe their fucking line. This is why, guys, the European Union, Europe, they hate freedom of speech, especially especially like countries like Germany and the UK, where if you post a meme, post a tweet, and all this shit about like the government or the Muslim invasion, they fucking have your ass arrested, prosecuted, and even thrown in jail. Even if you're a Christian minister, like talking about your religion, they throw your ass in jail, but then they let a Muslim cleric talk about their religion freely. Yeah. This is why I say like this many times, the European Union has no free speech. They have no ability to speak freely. They don't even know how to speak freely. On top of that, guys, they hate the fact that we have guns and we can speak freely and we can defend ourselves against the Muslim invaders who like to come and rape, rob, loot, murder, burn your city, and even like subjugate women to wearing like what, a full head covering, which we tell them like this: if you don't assimilate to Western values, fuck out of my damn country. It is that simple. Yeah. This is why European Union hate that, because they think like multiculturalism is great, but then when they're getting like stabbed, murdered, and they're getting invaded by Muslims who will not assimilate, yeah, that's when you know it's a fucking damn problem. That's when you know it is really a damn problem. It really is. It really is. But I'm going to tell you this much. As far as the European Union's concerned, free speech is absolute in America. And if they don't like our freedom of speech, kick rocks, go fuck it up your ass where the sun don't shine. And I don't give a shit if you try to censor my podcast show, because I'm going to tell you this, it is global. That means everyone around the globe is listening to it, okay? So I don't give a damn shit about the fucking European Union or the faggots at the European Union Parliament, okay? I don't give a flying fuck shit, all right? So if they want to threaten, censor, and try to bully us into censoring people, we're just going to tell them like this: "Fuck you, Euro. Yeah, fuck you." But anyway, I want to talk about this other story that came to light yesterday. All right, and this is very interesting, and this comes from the same like what you call it, the same reclaimthenet.org, and this comes into light of like the European Union fining like Elon Musk for 140 million. I'm gonna read this article from reclaimthenet.org. U.S. Undersecretary warns Britain that First Amendment isn't negotiable. Read you the subtitle of it. Washington just reminded London that First Amendment isn't up for negotiation no matter how far Britain's censorship laws try to reach. Yep. And then I'll read you the first two paragraphs. Okay? This week, Sarah Rogers, the U.S. Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy, touched down in the UK, not to sip tea or admire the crown jewels, but to deliver a message as subtle as the boot on the in the face. Stop trying to censor Americans in America. Yes, really. According to Rogers, the UK speech regulatory Ofcom, the bureaucratic enforcers behind Britain's censorship law, the Online Safety Act (OSA), has been getting ideas, dangerous ones, like attempting to extend its censorship regime outside the United Kingdom and into American soil. You know, the country across the ocean where First Amendment exists, and people still say controversial things without court summons landing on their doormat. And we do this other one. Keep reading it further. To the GB News, Rogers called this attempt at an international thought policing a deal breaker, a non starter, and a red line. In the State Department speak, that basically the equivalent of someone slamming the brakes, looking at Britain in the eye and saying, "You try that again, there'll be consequences." To understand how Britain got itself into this mess, you have to understand the Online Safety Act. It is a law that reads it like who drafted by a committee of alarmed Victorian school teachers who just discovered the internet. So basically, it's like this: Marco Rubio sent one of his undersecretaries to the UK to send a message to them saying, "Don't you dare impose your censorship law in America. You do that, there's going to be hell to pay. I don't care whatever trade deal, tariff deal that you made with Trump, we'll revoke that in less than 2 fucking seconds." Yeah, that is the plain English speak of what Marco Rubio did. He sent his undersecretary to the UK to send a message saying to London, you try to enforce your censorship law in America, there's going to be hell to pay. There's going to be consequences. And I'm telling you, we may have to rethink our alliance with you if you keep doing that shit. Yeah, that is the diplomatic version of this. Okay? That is the diplomatic, all right? But the reason Rogers went to the London is simply to tell London, you can't impose your censorship law in America. You keep doing that, and if Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, and Trump show up to your doorstep, it ain't going to be a fun fucking meeting. Yeah. So basically, it's like this. Rogers was not impressed, saying Ofcom has tried to impose OSA extraterritorially and attempt to censor Americans in America. That, she made it clear, is outrageous. What's more than a diplomatic spat, Rogers made it painfully clear the U.S. isn't going to write a sternly worded letter and move on. There is legislative retaliation on the table. Mm-hmm. The Granite Act, guaranteeing rights against novel international tyranny and extortion, is more than a clever acronym. It is a legislative middle finger Washington can consider if the UK keeps pretending it can veto American free speech from 3,500 miles away. The bill is already circulating in Wyoming state legislature, which strip foreign governments of their usual protections from lawsuits if the in the US if they try to censor American citizens or American companies. In other words, if Ofcom wants to slap US platforms with foreign censorship rules, they had better be ready to defend themselves in an American courtroom where freedom of speech isn't a slogan, it's a constitutional right. And Rogers confirmed that US legislature will likely consider that and will certainly consider other options if British government doesn't back down. What those options are, guys? Tariffs, sanctions, visa and travel bans of British diplomats and their family members to America? I know the European economy is very precarious at this moment, but I'm telling you, it can get a lot more precarious for them if they keep up with this shit. If they keep up with this shit. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, they keep this up. Just like how the European Union wants to fine Elon Musk and X $140 million for not censoring like them in America. Keep this shit up. UK and the European Union, you're going to find yourself in a position that you may not like. You're going to find yourself like without allies. And we're going to tariff the living fucking daylights out of your ass. We literally are. Yeah, we literally are. Wow. Anyway, before we end the show today, I want to talk about this article from Ireland. 500 days in prison. Teacher jailed for Christmas because he won't submit to pronoun ideology. After multiple attempts to fight what he believed was a religious persecution, and I'll read you the headline. It is a series of attacks that have targeted Enrach Burke, a school teacher in Ireland, for 3 years already, and is already elevated now to the point where authorities have ordered him to jail over the Christmas holiday over his adherence to science and fact. So in Ireland, which is a EU country, they want to throw you in jail for not using the pronoun bullshit, for censoring and arresting and throwing people in jail for not going along with the pronoun bullshit from the trans call? I'm going to say like this, ladies and gentlemen. Ireland needs to be invaded and fucking overthrown. Their sissy liberal government who is pro-Hamas needs to be overthrown. Needs to be thrown out immediately. To me, in my opinion, the IRA needs to make a comeback. Needs to make the Irish government burn and suffer royally. They really need to burn. Because the fact of the matter is, guys, Ireland just threw someone in jail for not doing the pronoun shit. Where in America, I don't have to pander to the left's pronoun bullshit. I don't have to pander to that. I just tell them, shut the fuck up and go shove it up your ass. Yeah. And that's my free speech right. Where like in Europe or Ireland, they throw you in jail if you don't pander to the left or the trans called pronoun bullshit. Yeah. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. Ireland, and much like the European Union, is a fucked up continent. They are so fucked up upside the head that they think that like, oh, we can impose jail if you don't pander to a tranny's pronoun bullshit. Well, in America, we just tell them like this: shut the fuck up. We don't give a shit. You wanna go play make believe? There's the psych ward right over there. Go play make-believe all you want. Yeah, but this is why, ladies and gentlemen, free speech is absolute in America. Free speech is why we have the right to say whatever we want. Whether it's hateful or not, it's protected under the Constitution. And the sad reality is, we have leftists in this country who think that we should be more like European unions. I have a better suggestion for these leftists. If you don't want to live like European Union, there's the door. Live with those people. Yeah, go live with those people. We could take the freedom-loving people in America, and while the European Union takes the lunatic leftists, yeah, we can. But to me, guys, I'm just going to say like this. I'm just going to say this, man. Ireland is a fucked up country. So fucked up, in fact, that they're willing to jail someone for not using the person's pronouns. I go like this to the Irish out here in America. I don't know how the fuck you guys deal with this lunacy from your own country. Y'all people should just rise up and just say no to the fucking Irish government. Take a page from the IRA and literally go to war against the Irish government. Literally. I mean, your government's being taken over by lunatic liberals and lunatic leftists. But then at the same time, you have lunatics who want to silence, censor, arrest, and thrown in jail for speaking up and speaking what's your God-given freedom of speech. This is why freedom of speech is absolute in America. And this is why I've said this. If any country that wants to work with us, you have to abide by our values. Otherwise, you don't work with us. And we let you go do your own shit. We literally do. But I'm going to say this. Free speech is absolute. Free speech is the red line, the line in the sand. That means like this. We will protect free speech at all costs. Okay? We don't care what some sissy Euro government says. Because here in America, free speech is absolute. And for that teacher in Ireland who's being thrown in prison for not pandering to the pronoun bullshit, I'm going to say like this. The Irish government should be tariffed to oblivion. That means they won't be able to sell their goods and services in America. At the same time, they should be blocked. They should be suspended from working with America. And if they buy any military gear that has US made parts and US made engines, sorry, we're not going to sell it to them. If you want to buy ships like that or aircraft, make sure you buy it without US made parts or US made gear. Just buy it without it. Because you know why? We're going to block that. We're going to say, nope, you can't get to buy that. You can't get to own that. You can't get to have that. So we're going to do that for them. But I will say this, guys. The European Union is fucked. It is fucked upside the head. It is so fucked up that it ain't even funny anymore. It is. How fucked up it is? Oh my God. Yeah, literally, it is fucked. But I will say this, okay, is that we Americans will defend freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is absolute. It's a line in the sand, and if they don't like our freedom of speech, they can go do their own shit. And they don't have to ask us. to help bail them out. They literally don't, guys. They literally don't. Wow, man. That was a good long show. That was a good long show. Yeah, that was, man. That was. But anyway, guys, it's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm going to try to get out so I can get stuff done and probably enjoy the weekend as much as I can. So, anyway, guys, I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. Y'all have a safe and sane weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.
You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.